Wait, John Rowe.
The topic of the podcast together, and honestly, I'm excited.
Wait, John. Wait, John Rowe. We should do a podcast.
The topic of the podcast together, and honestly, I'm excited.
G'day, dorks, and welcome to Lords of Dorktown, a podcast all about anime, cartoons, and video games. I'm your host, Philip, and the dork joining me tonight is as ferocious and tenacious on the basketball court as he is in the bedroom. It's Johnny Rowe. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, man, and I'm going to call this out right here. That's the second time I heard that, and it's funnier the second time. Thanks for having me, Phil. It's good to see you 2 weeks in a row.
Backing it up, back-to-back episodes with John. It's bloody good to have you on again, mate. I've got nothing. I've got absolutely nothing interesting to talk about before we start talking about the topics today. Nothing interesting has happened to me.
Neither, man. I've been working so long. It's such a brutal week for us, like Easter, long weekend. Plus we had a week-long sale, and I'm in retail, so that's just mayhem. But I've been playing a fair bit of a new game. Well, it's new for me. It's been out for a few months now. So Immortals Fenyx Rising.
Oh, wait, are we actually going to review a video game on this podcast where I claim that we review video games but never do?
Yes, please, I'm itching at the bit. Nah. We're going to have to re-record that intro, definitely.
Never.
And occasionally video games.
Okay. Sporadic. 2 episodes. Wait, 1 brief mention and 1 whole episode out of 30 episodes. Out of like 35 hours of talking, only like 2 hours of that has been video games.
Yeah, we're definitely going to gear up for the annual game episode.
Annual. So Immortals Fenyx, hit me with it, brother. What is it?
Yeah, so big Assassin's Creed vibes. They're both by Ubisoft as well. But if Assassin's Creed and Breath of the Wild had a baby, and the baby got all the best bits of Assassin's Creed and like some of the good bits from Breath of the Wild, you've got Immortals Fenyx Rising. If it was the other way around, it'd probably even be a better baby. But that's up to interpretation. But so you're basically you're pretty much one of the only mortals left on this island after one of the titans breaks loose and traps all the other gods. And you've got to kind of go on this exploration through the Golden Isles, kind of freeing gods, slaying monsters, picking up a ton of chests, going from checkpoint to checkpoint. Keeps me and my small brain very entertained for hours. I just go one point to point to point. You know how it is.
I was just going to ask, is it an open world game?
It's quite open world, but the map is kind of built into different areas. There's about 5 or 6 different areas. I think I'm not through all of them. And you're limited on where you can travel at the start because you haven't like got certain abilities or godly powers kind of thing. So it's open world, but it's not sandbox open world. It's still got a massive scope to it. Really looks beautiful. It looks very beautiful in its own right. Like it doesn't look exactly like Breath of the Wild. But it's definitely got flavour from that. And
you said it was
combat's
Ubisoft?
pretty good. Ubisoft, yeah. The combat is very similar to the most recent Assassin's Creeds. Like all the buttons are the same, and you hold L1 to do different abilities and whatnot. But the storytelling's quite good. It's quite accurate to Greek mythology with its own nice comedic taste, because the whole game is kind of narrated between 2 gods recounting a story. And there's good humour in that too. So it's on sale right now through for the PlayStation Store. I'm not sure about Xbox. Even if it is on Xbox, I'm not sure. I couldn't really care, to be honest. But it's only $50, so definitely worth a peek at. If you enjoy Assassin's Creed or you enjoy kind of open world exploring point to point, you're really going to enjoy it. Yeah, and I've had some solid laughs playing the game too, so I'm happy with it. Good 50.
Oh, that's sick. So, would you say overall it's getting it? Like it's a definite get.
Yeah. Like I said, it's locked me in for 11 hours over a few days. So I'm pretty obsessed with it right now. I think you'd enjoy it as well. Personally, I know your flavour, but you don't really get enough time to play. But all the dogs out there definitely get amongst it if you've got a spare 50-60.
I reckon I do. I would have the time to play more video games if I wasn't watching anime. I reckon. I think it's one or the other for me, unfortunately. It's been anime lately.
You love the anime though. Yeah, lately.
I mean, the reason I don't have anything to talk to is because, and I mentioned it before, is because I've been watching anime. So you would have seen it in the episode description up top. But I did want to do a little bit of a first impressions of an anime that I started watching. It's not so much a first impressions anymore because first impressions would apply. I've only seen a little bit of it, but I have seen fucking heaps of it.
Have you watched all of it?
No. So we are talking about Haikyuu, the volleyball anime. I started watching this 2 days ago, as I said, in preparation to do like a little first impressions review. And as of time of recording, I have watched 46 episodes in
Holy shit.
in 2 days. And I worked. And I worked one of those days, so.
Oh, it must be good.
Yeah, okay. So this is for anyone who out there who doesn't know what Haikyuu is. It's a sports anime revolving around a high school volleyball team in Japan and their kind of rags to riches story. It's a very similar kind of storyline that you see in like a lot of sports movies. Like it's reminiscent of the Mighty Ducks. A ragtag group of kids. Yada yada yada. But man, this anime, it's pretty phenomenal. Like so I'm 47 episodes in, so I've basically clocked the first 2 seasons, and
They're pretty decent sized seasons.
Yeah, they're 25 episode seasons. It's really good. I don't want to be doing this right now. I want to be watching Haikyuu. Like that's
Whoa.
that's the simple fact of it is.
I want to be playing Immortals too.
it's the most satisfying show I think I've watched in a long time, where it's like it never feels like you're watching episodes. You know what I mean? Like, you know how sometimes in certain animes or certain shows, you notice like an episode will have a structure. There'll be an intro.
Yep.
You'll have some sort of conflict and a resolution and stuff. It never feels like I'm watching an episode of a show. It has felt like the 47 episodes I've watched have felt like a long movie. Yeah,
yep.
It's just a continual storyline, and I'm amazed at how interested I am in volleyball because of this show. Like I watched a volleyball game just out of curiosity on my lunch break today. Like I watched the 20 whatever the
women's beach.
Yeah. No, I watched the last like an Olympic indoor volleyball gold medal game on YouTube or something like that.
It's brutal.
I was just not interested in it. Like the live action, I was just it's cool. Like, but the anime, like the way it is animated and the way they animate the matches in the show it's amazing. And there is a few things that I've noticed they do to hide a few like shortcuts they make, like when it comes to animation. So you will notice a lot of the same animations just play over and over again, just to of someone diving to catch a ball but missing, like that. Those get repeated, like, which is fine. And again, I don't think I would have noticed that if I wasn't like binge watching the absolute shit out of this show Like I feel like I
6
would.
hours straight.
Yeah, basically. It's one of the warmest show. Like, it's so hard. It's got a certain warmth to it. It's such an inviting show to watch. There's something so nice about the color palette, the character design, the music design. It's got the Japanese cicada sounds in it.
Oh yeah, like a Ghibli thing, or
Yeah, like the that atypical Japanese that typical Japanese cicada sounds. It's got that all the way through it, but it's punctuated with the sounds of squeaking shoes on a volleyball court and spiking balls. And it's, for some reason, I don't know why, but those two sounds mesh together like beautifully. It's so weird. The character.
that's cool. Is it like a kind of slice of life almost, or?
No, I would say it's pretty. I would put it in an action category. I think
Oh, okay.
basically every episode has a game of volleyball in it, or certain volleyball games will take place over like 5 episodes or whatnot. Like, so for instance, the start of season 2. Season 1 finishes with like obviously a big match, and the start of season 2, you get a few episodes of them, at school interacting and practicing, but then it moves straight into a training tournament, and then after that it goes straight into the spring nationals, and then after that you've got all the games in the spring nationals. Like it's so far. I was worried. I was worried it was going to be a slice of life, but it is just a show about volleyball. And that's what it is. Like every episode, you're on the court. And they do so many fun and interesting things with the game. Like for example, there's a tiny spoiler, but the original ace on the Karasuno team, which is the team we follow, the Karasuno High team, the original ace. So the ace is like the main attack of the team, right? He does the big spikes.
Spiking.
Yeah, he does the big spikes. So the ace was this before the main characters join in. The ace was Asahi, and Asahi is this massive dude, and he's got this man bun. I love his design. I'm fucking in love with this fucking dumb high school kid. I hate myself. But he gets his whole storyline where in a match that we don't see, that happens before the story takes place, they come up against a team that are nicknamed the Iron Wall. And Asahi, every time he goes up for a spike, he gets blocked, and he doesn't get a spike through for a whole game. So he quits volleyball after that. He doesn't want to do
Oh, whoa! What a bitch.
Well, and they describe it so beautifully. Like when they're jumping for a spike, the height of their spike, they call it the summit. And he's like, I couldn't see from the summit anymore. There was an iron wall in front of me. I never saw the top of the summit. So he falls out of love with the game because he's so afraid that he'll never be able to reach the summit again. And then they eventually come up against the iron wall again. And Asahi is trying all game to break through the iron wall. And on his last shot, he finally gets through. And it's animated so beautifully where it's an actual iron wall that is opening up in front of the netball courts as he spikes the ball through it. And it's phenomenal. Yeah. I cried like a little bitch. Like, it is so good.
That's beautiful, Phil.
And
that's beautiful.
This whole time I've been talking about it, I haven't even spoken about the two main characters, Hinata and I think it's Kajima Yama? I can't pronounce it, but the two first years that join the team that are the basically the whole show revolves around are fantastic. Shoto is this short redhead kid who wants to be the ace, but he's short, he's like 5'3" or something like that. And he's just he's all talent, no skill. You know what I mean? Like he's all just
hasn't learnt anything yet.
He's just all pure like muscle memory kind of thing. Like he's just such an animalistic player. And then you get his offset with this first year setter who's like all skill. Like everything he does is so precise. He's so determined to win, and they're a fantastic duo. I love this show, and the reason I'm still going to call this the first impressions is because I know that I am going to watch this show from start to finish again. I just know. Like, I want to watch this again because I feel like I'll get a lot more from the second watch. But if anyone out there sleeping on this show or wants a good meaty show to go into that honestly is very satisfying to watch, bloody go in on Haikyuu. It is fantastic. And it's on Netflix in Australia, so it's very easy to get.
Yeah, what are we looking at, like 20-minute episodes?
Yeah, the standard 23 minutes, get it down to 19 if you skip intro and outro.
Sweet. And how many seasons?
There's 2 seasons on Netflix, so 50 episodes on Netflix. 4 seasons total with 85 episodes in total with 5 OVAs. So I will watch all of that, and I'll probably watch all of that by like next week, to be honest. It's fantastic. I'm so glad that I'm coming to it now while I've got it all out and in front of me because I'm just really excited to see where this show goes. It's brilliant. I really want you to watch it because I think you, out of all the dorks, will probably get the most out of it considering you're the only one of us with an actual, sport background. So
I'm interested, very interested. I've already put it in the watch list. I've even convinced my partner to sit down and get amongst it too. So we'll probably start that next week.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's got something for everyone. I really do think it has something for everyone. It's quite funny at points. It's very serious at points. It's very heartwarming. Yeah, man. It's on this first impressions. It's definitely getting it. Obviously, there is some things that I don't enjoy about the show. Mainly, I find a lot of the teams that they come up against are always made out to be so, like, extremely strong compared to them. Like, it feels like they're so underpowered sometimes. Well, not underpowered, but, like, so outclassed sometimes.
So they're the underdog in every situation?
Not really. It's just like sometimes the like training camps or their practice matches, they seem like such underdogs when you know that they can pull it together. And it's also this weird, I'm having this weird sensation when I'm watching it where I want them to win more than anything. And I get frustrated at them when I see them make mistakes. You know what I mean? Like I'm actually like,
Yeah.
I know you could have made that spike. What are you doing?
You feel like the coach almost.
Yeah, man. It's got its hooks in real big. Have you ever gone in on a sports anime?
No, I've never gone in on a sports anime. I have. I've kind of been looking at the basketball one on Netflix. I can't remember the name of it right now.
Yeah, and I looked because I was going to watch either that or Haikyuu because I wanted to go in on a sports anime, and I was informed that Haikyuu is a lot more realistic to the actual sport of volleyball, and less,
Yep.
Yeah.
I've seen a little bit of the basketball one, and it's definitely like there'll be like these young kids, and they're definitely doing stuff that they can't do.
Yeah.
Like no one can do. So it looked a bit OTT, and I was worried that Haikyuu would be like that. But obviously it's not. Obviously it's quite realistic.
Yeah, I mean, I think there is a few things that are like unrealistic, like pretty crazy, but also it never feels like. I think because the things that they do super well, or the things that they're very capable at, like the 2 first years, Hinata and the setter, they do this special combo move where basically they time the perfect spike, but that's not out of the realm of possibility to time putting a ball in a spot. You know what I mean? Where I've seen...
Yeah, I mean, the Olympians do it. So.
Yeah, exactly. Where I've seen the basketball one and they're doing like little flick passes behind their back to like massive, alley-oops into like slam dunks. I'm like, I think that's not physically possible.
LeBron James could do it, man.
Yeah.
Space Jam 2's coming out, baby.
I saw the trailer. It looks good.
Good, yeah.
Do you think you'll go in on more sports anime if you like this one, or?
If I like Haikyuu, for sure. One that I want to mention is that soccer one, or football. I'd like to call it football, but not in Australia.
Yeah.
But that's like they have like unique powers and stuff when they're playing. So
Oh, really?
I know that's a bit of a stretch. Yeah, they can shoot a ball with flames coming off it and stuff like that. I can't remember the name of it for the life of me. Sorry, dorks. But yeah, it's a football one, and I know it's got a fairly decent following because it's even got a game on the PlayStation, which I'm never.
Oh,
gonna
wow.
buy. But
Yeah, of course.
it's obviously got a bit of a good community around it. But I'm keen for Haikyuu. I really am. I mean, and your glowing review just makes me want to watch it even more.
Man, it got its hooks in. It really did. And as I said, man, I'm so excited just to go watch more. It's all I want to do is just watch more. And as soon as I'm done watching it all, I might just go back and watch the first season again because it really hit me in the feels.
Straight away.
Yeah, man, it's sick. I got recommended another one. I can't remember the name on it, but apparently, this guy, a friend of mine at work, he mentioned a baseball one that's very similar to Haikyuu in its tone and vibe. So I'm really excited about that because baseball's a game I actually know a lot about. Like I actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I used to play softball, t-ball, and baseball in primary school and high school. Well, barely in high school, but a lot in primary school. So yeah, I weirdly just know about that. Where in like volleyball, I know nothing, and I still don't know the rules of volleyball. Yeah. It's great. They don't make you learn the rules. They just fucking play volleyball. It's good.
So there's no none of those technical like flash screens where they go, now this is the rule around blah blah blah.
No, like I think sometimes they let Hinata, because he's the least experienced, kind of be that device to be, like, oh, what's that? Oh, that's that's a blocked receive, or oh, okay, so that's when the blockers do this, and that happens every now and again. But like, I still don't know why they rotate while servers rotate. I kind of understand how the point system works. Like it's similar to tennis. First 1 to 25 wins, deuce on 24. If you both deuce, you have to get 2 points to win, yada, yada, yada. But yeah, like I know that the players rotate on the court. I don't know why. I don't care to know why. All I know is that I want Kuris and Ohio to win every game, and I love that
every
whole
tournament.
team. It's amazing.
Hell yeah. I'm glad that... one thing I want to mention...
Yeah, go for it.
To the dorks out there, when you are like checking it out, if you're going through Netflix and you just scroll over the top of the title, don't pay attention to what it shows you. It doesn't really give you a flavour. I don't know. We spoke about it.
Yeah, I actually watched it like yesterday. No, today actually. Yeah, I was hovering over it on Netflix just to see what you were talking about. The worst scene to pick. It baffles me why they thought that would be a good description of the show. Yeah.
So for you guys that don't know, like you'll literally just see them being introduced to their new team manager, who's just this. She comes off as a very shy and anxious kind of girl. Yep. A lot of screaming, a lot of awkwardness. It shows you nothing about the actual show. And you'd know. I'm sure that everything it shows you is from one episode, I presume.
Yep, one episode, like season 2, episode 3 or something like that. I think it is, or episode 2. It's just the new team manager getting introduced to the team. But I mean, like that's a fine part of the show. But why show off that when in season 1 you could
to people that might not know what's going on?
Yeah, exactly. Like, there's so many scenes I could think of, and it doesn't even have to be the super intense volleyball scenes, but like. There's, scenes of certain characters, receiving balls or practicing serves that would have been perfect. Just a montage of them training would have been perfect. I don't know why they picked that fucking shit scene.
Yeah. So definitely click into it and watch the trailer. Don't be put off by the little preview that Netflix decided to give you for no reason.
Netflix previews are always the worst.
Yeah, they always pick just terrible scenes that make no sense. Yeah, so... I have one... you're a fan of Hunter x Hunter, aren't you?
Yeah, massive fan of... massive fan of Hunter x Hunter, yeah.
What's better, the volleyball matches in Haikyuu or the volleyball match in the game world of Hunter x Hunter?
Or in the Green Island arc. Is it Green Island?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Ooh, didn't think about that. Tough questions, John.
Oh no, it. If I had
It's
to
like you,
pick a
right?
game, there's one game in season, like one match in season 2 of Haikyuu that's like, it's phenomenal. Like it's got a lot of emotional weight behind it, so it means a lot to watch. But that volleyball scene in Hunter x Hunter is fucking sick.
So-
Is it volleyball or dodgeball?
Yeah.
No, it's volleyball.
Oh, now you might. Yeah, I think it's volleyball.
No,
I'm pretty sure it's volleyball.
It's dodgeball.
It's dodgeball.
It's dodgeball. It's definitely dodgeball.
Oh, there you go. Fuck, I fucked it.
Yeah. But
Still
still, what an
good.
amazing scene. God, we should definitely talk about this off pod, but I've decided on how we'll do the Hunter x Hunter episodes. I think we'll we'll definitely just have to break it in by arcs. We might cover the first 2 arcs in one episode, but like Chimera Ant has to be its entire episode by itself. There's no way we can talk about that arc as with any other arc. Like Greed Island and Chimera Ant arc have to be its own episode.
Yeah, no, they're huge
massive.
too. But got to mention for all the dorks out there wondering, there is. I presume I've seen it confirmed, but I've also seen people saying it's fake news. Word around town is that it's that Hunter x Hunter has been picked up by Oda Sensei.
Oda Sensei, so the mangaka artist for One Piece.
One Piece, the grandfather.
The big
of manga himself.
Big Daddy Manga himself is coming down from his hill to work on little Hunter x Hunter.
Oh, I'm so excited because everyone knows the nickname's Hiatus X Hiatus. It's been off the market for almost 2 years now, probably more actually.
Yeah.
Everyone's begging for it, and if he picks it up and his studio gets behind it, we're going to see some solid output of content.
It's crazy because like it's one of the highest rated anime ever created, and it's still waiting to be finished. Like it's the equivalent of like Full Metal Alchemist like kicked out at like episode 50 just before we got the whole, revival of
the saucy bits.
Yeah, like it'd be insane. There'd be riots in the streets if it was anything other than Hunter x Hunter, but for some reason the fans accept it. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's because old mate's been sick.
Yeah,
for
that's
a very
right.
long
That's
time,
right. Actually,
I suppose.
I remember
So
that.
they're quite compassionate towards him. But big news, and for Hunter x Hunter fans, we're going to start seeing some more content soon, hopefully, which is very exciting because I am a big fan.
Yeah, I'm super excited for that. That sounds absolutely wicked. I think it's time for another weekly segment of the My Hero Minute. I will keep this under a minute. If you don't want spoilers...
We said that last time. It was like 3 minutes.
It was like 6 minutes. If you don't want spoilers, I will edit in a time code of when you should skip to after this. So I'll just leave a pause. And My Hero Minute, let's go.
Yo!
My hero. Show me what I gotta do. Made up my mind, wanna be like you, don't care. Whatever you say, I know I'll resurface you. I know how well. Stop anything doesn't grow.
So My Hero Academia Season 5, Episode 3. Probably the weakest episode we've seen thus far. I think I knew coming into this one that this was going to be a bit of a slump because it has to set up everything that's coming next. But we get Deku turning to All Might for wisdom after the dream. All Might reveals to Deku that he too had the dream, but he never had a conversation with the original progenitor of One for All. Those two never spoke in the dream, so it's kind of hinted at that Deku might be a bit special. John, stop making that face. It's basically a spoiler.
Sorry.
It's fine. Then we get the announcement of all the teams with the Class 1 and Class B joint practice, fighting practice. So it's going to be 4-on-4 teams fighting to capture the other teams, heroes versus villains kind of setup. We also see Shiso. I think I'm pronouncing his name wrong. Shinso? The gentleman, the young boy, Shinso, who can... He has the quirk of brainwashing. So if someone answers a question he says, he immediately has them under his control. We saw him back in the school festival, the sports festival, where he came up against Deku, and Deku overcome his brainwashing with the power of One for All. The teams are pretty crazy, so we only really saw the start of the first match. We didn't really get anything else. So we will see all the. Sorry, I'm just trying to pull this up. Deku is on the team 5, so his fight will be last. And he gets paired up with the worst team ever. So he has Uravity, the Acid Chick, and Mineta. Like, trash.
Bro, Minetta's the bomb, bro.
Fuck off. I hate Mineta. The episode...
I love Mineta.
Fuck you. The episode concluded with Shinsu showing off his new mask. So his new mask has the ability to alter his pitch and change his voice to anyone else's. It's called persona chords. So he can perfectly imitate his opponent's voice and then thus fool them into his brainwashing. Amazing end to the episode.
Oh, it's amazing.
Amazing end to the episode, but the episode itself was a bit lackluster. I kind of expected it coming in that we weren't going to get anything super bombastic, but yeah, just a bit flat. And I think that's okay. Do you have anything?
Sounds like they stretched that episode out because in the manga chapters, like that might have been 1 and a bit chapters. What that covers, to be honest.
Yeah,
maybe even 2.
It felt pretty light. Like there was a lot of talk and that about the new costumes and stuff like that. But I covered that in the first My Hero Minute. So yeah, I don't want to go too much on that. We should wrap up My Hero Minute. I don't have anything else to say. I'm still excited for episode 4, and we need to get on to the big topic today. Oof boy, let's hear that intro. Since the dawn of anime, men and women alike have looked towards waifus as symbols of sex, passion, romance, love, beauty. Today, 2 men sit down and discuss their favourite waifus in what could arguably be described as a smut fest. This is War of the Waifus. Yes, so we are doing War of the Waifus. We have both picked 5 waifus who we think epitomize waifuness, who epitomize femininity, or who epitomize strength. I've picked a that's not the right way to say it. I've picked an eclectic group of waifus for you tonight, Johnny boy.
Yes.
Did you?
I'm glad to hear about them.
Did you pick any certain method of how you were going to pick your waifus, or?
No, I struggled with this, to be honest, because I don't conform to the general waifu, like what people generally look at for waifu, and it wasn't until I got through 4 of my 5 that I thought to myself, I really like tough girls.
So I used 2 methods for this. So in our Best Boys and Best Girls episodes, I used the Maria Kondo method, where I held characters close to my heart, and if they sparked joy, they made my list. For this method, for this episode, I ditched that method. That's trash. I put it in the bin. Fuck it off.
Yeah, fuck that.
For this episode, I have only picked
You went
characters.
by cup size.
Yep, no, that's it. I went for Norks only. Every everyone on the list has just biggest Norks. I just went to Google and I typed Norks, and then I've just copy pasted the first 5 pictures. I don't know who any of these chicks are.
The ones when they're standing still and they're still gibbly wibbly.
No, so for this episode, I've gone characters who I've actually had a crush on, and if they pass that test, then they had to pass the second test of characters who I would get a body pillow of and not be ashamed of. So every person.
That's a stringent test. That last.
So
one.
every waifu on my list, I have had a crush on, and I would also own a body pillow of them.
So you just went into your body pillow collection.
Yeah.
It's an entire wardrobe,
Yeah.
if anyone's wondering.
What I did is I got into my car, drove to my second house that is entirely populated of body pillows. I sorted
and plushies.
I sorted through the ones that had the most stains on them, and I've picked 5 of those. I've put them in my
Coffee stains.
Yeah, sure. Anywho, do you want to?
Gronk.
Yeah, it's so disgusting. Not to yuck anyone's yum, but yuck. I think we both decided on which one we want to start off with, so you can go first.
Yeah, okay. I'll start off with this one. So we both chose to start with kind of number 5, really, like the one that we thought was maybe the weakest. Definitely doesn't kind of back up to the rest of mine, and a little bit different in a sense. But I'm going to start off with a character from Rise of the Shield Hero. Ooh. And I'm going with Raftalia Chan. Definitely Raftalia. So she is the main character is pretty much contract servant. He binds her soul basically to him. Not a great way to start for a waifu.
Yeah, it's not ideal.
And like she didn't want to get into that situation, but you know, through the chapters, kind of that turns around a little bit, and eventually, she actually really enjoys being contracted. She had an opportunity to be to remove the contract, and decided to not remove the contract because she's a good waifu. She's quite in love with the main character. She's quite in love with the main character. But Phil's just sent me.
For the listeners at home, I just said, I just messaged John a picture of a Raftalia body pillow that may or may not be in my basket at the moment.
And it's got 2 sides to it as well.
One don't know. All body pillows have 2 sides to it, buddy.
Yeah, fair enough. So for anyone, the one side has season 1 Raftalia, and the next one has like season 3 Raftalia.
Yeah,
There's not much different except for height.
The season 1 Raftalia looks like a little child. So
for anyone wondering, she's a squirrel. She's a raccoon, actually. I think.
Yeah. So she's like what do they call her in Shield Hero? Is it demi? It's not demi-human. It's
I think no. Sorry, I really should have.
No, it's okay.
So basically though, animals in Rise of the Shield Hero. Well, sorry, there's kind of humanoid animal hybrids in the show. Like there's fox people. There's all kinds of sorts. Even birds can be human. So pretty much everything can take on a humanoid form through magic in the show. But yeah, she starts off as a kind of like a small girl in the show, and then eventually once she gets stronger, so they level up and she gets stronger, blah blah blah. But I honestly I really appreciate kind of her loyalty to all her friends.
I really
she's always the first one out too, because. It's Rise of the Shield Hero. He can't attack it. Well, he can attack a little bit, but he basically plays defense while she's his sword, as she's referred to quite often.
I love that with Rise of the Shield Hero, the way their dynamic kind of starts off where it's very kind of hard to watch, where he's forcing her to be a sword, forcing her to kill.
Yeah.
And the way, how quickly, not how quickly, but how organically their relationship kind of grows to be less master and servant and more together. Like it's more.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more
because he had to contract her because he had no way to fight.
Yeah.
And he himself was almost pushed into binding her to him. You could tell he's not that kind of person. But he had to kind of sacrifice her freedom for his own well-being.
Yeah.
Kind of a messed up situation they were both in, but
also
like
the whole world of Rise of the whole world of Rise of the Shield Hero is fucking awful. Like that's the best part about that series. It's why it's such a good isekai, is because it's a fucking awful world. Like
it's brutal. It's a pretty brutal isekai. There's so much slavery. Like, I don't even want to talk about some of the other stuff that happens. Like, it's pretty much like racial segregation. People get different races getting put down, like completely abused. Like it's. Yeah. I mean, there's something about it that is relatable to like certain things that happen with like people in the real world, in terms of like entire communities of people getting shat on by other like better off castes and like races and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's nothing we haven't seen before in real life, and it translates pretty well in this isekai. But yeah, she just ends up being such a boss as well. Like, she becomes a super powerful swordsman. And if you're up to date with the manga, it just gets better and better. Are you reading the manga at all? Still?
No. I read the first few chapters back in the day when you recommended it, and then kind of fell off. At that point in time, I was still vehemently against enjoying isekais for some reason. I've since then watched basically every isekai that's on the streaming. So like,
you and Jason been hanging out too much.
I've watched so many isekais. I might kick off with my number 5. Speaking of isekais, I too have picked a waifu from isekai. My number 5 pick, and this pick only just got over the line for me. Probably the weakest I reckon I have on my list when it comes to, who I would classify as a waifu or a waifu. It's Rem from ReZero, the blue-haired devil demon girl. I just sent you a picture. She's fantastic. In the show, she is phenomenal. She
Please go on, sorry.
She's a powerhouse. She has one of the most fantastic weapons I've ever seen committed to screen, being a giant.
Looks it.
She's great, man. She's really strong, and I love ReZero.
Sorry, the giant weapon.
Oh yeah, she's got a mace, a giant mace with a massive chain, and she just fucks people up with it. But I think the thing I like about Rem is when she's introduced, she's super protective of Amelia and the whole family and the castle and whatnot. So she's the one that's been killing Subaru Natsuki because he's got the scent of the witch on him. And so that when you introduce to her, you kind of look at her as a villain, and when her and Subaru start getting close together and their relationship grows throughout the latter half of season 1, she becomes this strong, empathetic, rock for Subaru to stand on. And the whole time, Subaru's just trying to get back to Amelia because he loves her, and Rem's just left there. This it's fucking heartbreaking to think about it, because Subaru needs to be with Rem. Rem's the perfect waifu.
Yeah.
Why be with anyone else,
So she ends up being quite loyal. Because I did read a couple of chapters after the episode, still on the back burners. And she just wants to, she just literally wants to kill him, like, at the start.
Yeah, she's so violent. I love it. I think I noticed on my list that a lot of mine are just violent people.
Hyper violent people.
Yeah. Do you want to go on the next on your list?
Yeah, I'm gonna save those. So I'm gonna go with a more recent one because the other three have been around for a while, and I've been crushing hard for a while. So we'll go with an Attack on Titan.
Okay.
Character.
Okay.
It's not Mikasa. I would have done Mikasa again, but we had
can I
her
guess
in
then?
Our best girls. Yeah, sure.
Is it Sasha?
No.
Okay.
Good. I mean, she's quite good, but no. Like I said, I like my tough girls.
Oh,
I'll
Hanji.
give you one more guess. Oh no,
okay.
It's Annie, bro.
Annie,
It's definitely Annie.
shit.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah.
Right, Annie's a boss.
Annie rules. Yeah, Annie. Oh god, yeah. I'm
Well, yeah. Hey.
I'm kind of speechless that I didn't think of Annie. Jesus. Wow.
Well, she was asleep for most of that's the second and third season. I've a few points, man. Like, first off, female Titan. What's not to love about that? The only other female who is a Titan, it's just ugly as fuck.
Yeah.
Even in female Titan form, she's still quite good looking for a Titan. Come on, give me that. She's the next best character after Mikasa as well in the female category. Actually, Mikasa's the best character in the whole show. Give me a break. But I'd say I just loved her commitment. The fact that she's literally she literally put herself into status. I got another.
Sorry, this episode's going to be awful to listen to because as soon as John mentions a character, I just send him a body pillow. Like, as soon as he does, I just instantly send him a body pillow. I'd say I'd upload these to our socials, but I don't want to get banned
Not
off
that one.
Instagram.
Not that one. But yeah,
I think Annie has like. I was just going to say, Annie has an amazing backstory to her. Like, her backstory is really great.
Yeah, of the soldiers, she's the only one that is a true soldier. Like, the other guys got wrapped up into it. They got dragged along just for their own safety of their families and whatnot. Like, if you become a Titan, basically you get lifted up out of the slums almost. You get treated like a Mali, and whereas she's not like that. Her family are not from kind of the capitals and whatnot. She comes from a small village. They train as warriors before they're even Titans. So you see it. She's got the dopest martial arts skills, and the only one to have martial arts skills. Pretty much, the rest of them are just swinging and missing, swinging and hitting home runs, that kind of stuff. But I think once she comes out of her crystal, and then we're going to go into is it spoiler? I haven't seen the last season yet. How far? We got the last episode coming, right?
We're in spoiler territory now because the season you would have heard it. Yeah. So just
I won't give away too
Annie,
much. But
great pick.
Well, yeah, no, I'm super happy with Annie. She's an absolute boss in that series. And if I could have picked Mikasa, I probably would have picked Mikasa. But Annie's super happy with that pick.
Yeah, awesome.
And she's gonna fuck most of yours up.
Okay, well, I'm gonna kick it old school for a bit. Going back to an old crush of mine. My pick is Android 18 from Dragon Ball Z.
Bro! That's my pick too.
Yeah, boy!
Yeah!
Yeah, boy!
Finally, we got a pick that we both went to. Oh my god.
Android 18, man. That pixie cut is sick. Are you kidding me?
Oh my god.
Oh, I love that woman.
Oh, that was fantastic. I'm so glad we got one together.
Oh, so good. Man, what can I say about Android 18? Best haircut in all of Dragon Ball Z. How Pixie
Yeah,
Cut
and
is
then
sick.
Trunks went and tried to copy it.
Nah, it's bullshit, man. Like, Pixie Cut will always be Android 18's best.
And the black and white stockings and sleeves, like.
And she wore those big boots. She had big boots over the black and white stockings. Fucked me up as a kid, man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you kidding me? Are you kidding
kind
me?
of punkish, emo-ish kind of vibe to it.
Honestly, I think for
Wow,
like
where do we start?
2 years, I was only attracted to women with pixie cuts because of her. Like, honestly, like, my wife... I was about to say my current wife, but that sounds like I'm expecting to get a new one, which I very much am not. But my wife...
Unless Android 18 comes
Yeah,
on.
yeah, exactly. Unless anyone from this list hits me up. No, I love my wife. But yeah, my wife had a pixie cut around... I don't think she had it when I met her, but like a few years in, she got a pixie cut, and I was like, oh, yes, please.
Yeah.
And she's
Not
also
long after you got married.
very blonde too, so she was... it was great. I love that.
Ticket boxes.
It was fucking good.
Have you bought some cosplay?
No.
Have you ever mentioned that to her?
No, we don't do that, John. No.
Not at all.
No, never.
Not at all.
Where
Alright.
did she fall on your list? How high was she on your list?
Oh, she was the first one I wrote down solid.
Same. First one.
First one I wrote down solid because growing up, like there honestly wasn't that much female influence in cartoons growing up.
And not badass
And-
females either.
Oh, none of them. Like,
No.
you can't. Like, okay, take Dragon Ball Z for an example. You had Chi-Chi. Didn't get a lot of screen time, to be honest. She was a badass bitch, and like, she took care of everyone, the whole family and
Yeah.
whatnot. But she wasn't a player in that series at all. She's a
No.
side character, if not like a C-list character. And then you got like Bulma. No, again, like Dragon Ball. She plays a massive part in Dragon Ball, but didn't have the Spice Man. But when Android came along, and just pure evil villain, but still like
Also, she ends up with Krillin, who is like the most easily relatable as a kid you relate to Krillin because he's like, you know, he's
the most
guy.
human.
Yeah, he's the most human. So she felt attainable. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm taller than Krillin. I have a better chance.
Well, I mean, he did sacrifice an entire wish to bring her back.
Yeah,
But,
fair enough.
I one of the points I put down is, and the reason why I like her a lot is she's pretty much the only person that really loves Krillin.
Yeah, she's the only one who's like, I'm all about Krillin.
Goku and him have been best friends for 50, or fuck, it had to be 100 plus years now, and Goku's still willing to let Krillin die for no reason.
Yeah, she's the only one who really cares. That's funny.
and
so
and then the crush kept going. Like, she's a major player in Super. Like,
yeah, I love her in Super. Oh
she's
man,
been around forever.
and yeah,
And her turnaround from bad to evil to good was
such a good storyline through Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
And
no,
it doesn't really have many like good character developments in Dragon Ball Z, but hers is sick. So was
Plus
she?
she's a super loving mother.
Do you want to do the next one on your list?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't think we would have both got this one at all. But I picked a female character from. Well, obviously female. I picked a character from Full Metal Alchemist.
Okay, is it Winry?
Yeah. No.
Okay.
That'd be a good one. That'd be a
Yeah.
good one. But like I said, I like my tough girls. You
Oh,
know,
so it's the
I
Sensei.
It's Suzuki Curtis. Yeah.
Sick. Fuck yeah.
Bro, I mean, I loved her. I
Yeah.
loved her watching it through. I mean, I'm sure my partner, she watched the whole thing with me, and even then I was like, oh man, she's a boss. Like,
Yeah, she's fucking sick.
Yeah, I one of my points I wrote down was I really like her because I feel like she would protect me in a bar fight. I feel like if a massive like if there was like two bikie gangs warring in a bar, I think I could hide behind her and I'd be pretty damn safe.
Oh, that's so funny. It's so funny to hear that coming from you, from the guy who I once sat in a 24-hour servo with at like 2 o'clock in the morning, while you just sat there going, I can't wait for someone to walk in and start something because I want to have a fight. Now you're planning.
That's not me anymore, bro.
Yeah. Now you're planning to have your ideal woman is anyone who could protect you from a fight. That is, what a turnaround. Good on you, Johnny.
Yeah, anyone that can stop. Like, yeah, I don't need to get in the fight if she's around. So yeah, she's a grandmaster in alchemy. She's a grandmaster in martial arts. She literally becomes the pseudo mother figure for Alphonse and
Elric,
Edward. And not only that, the same time she's taking care of those guys, she's the best housewife for her husband, who obviously she wouldn't want me, man. She's into them big boys. I'll never forget the scene between her husband and
Armstrong.
And Armstrong when they greet each other.
The best, man. It's so good. Just two beefcakes just beefing it out. Just
falling in love with each other.
So excited to watch more.
Yeah.
I can't wait to watch Full Metal again. Fuck, I'm excited.
Yeah, no, I'd love to binge that again. Yeah, it's
so good.
Oh, dorks! If any dorks is listening to this and hasn't watched Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, don't watch Full Metal Alchemist because it doesn't follow the actual manga.
It's just not as good.
It deviates halfway through.
Yeah.
Watch Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. It is a top tier. It doesn't get enough recognition. It does in certain circles, but you know what I mean. Like it's not as popular nowadays when it should still be. It still holds up very well.
It's a classic. It should always be a classic.
Always going to be a classic. So yeah, Izumi Curtis, like the mother of my children, I could wish. Absolute beast.
Great pick.
Just absolute monster waifu.
Okay. My next on the list. Look, I'm a lot more fluid.
Is this the last one?
No. We've only done. I've only done 2 of my list. I've got 3 more to go. So, I'm a little bit more fluid when it comes to the term waifu, right?
Me too.
I'm a little bit more fluid. So, look, this might be a controversial pick. Let's find out. For my pick, I've picked Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh, that's not fluid. That is fluid.
I said everything I need to say about him in the last episode. He is the most beautiful man ever committed to anime screens. He is one of the funniest men ever committed to anime. He is gorgeous, and I would love nothing more than a giant body pillow of him that I could sink my face into on the reg. I love that.
Send
man.
me the photo. I know you've got the photo. Send it
I'm not going to go in too much about him because we banged on about him enough last week. But
you clearly didn't get to say enough about him.
I fucking just love that man.
You had to throw him in there as a wife. So you're telling me that you're going to make the most powerful man in the Jujutsu Kaisen world your wife?
Yeah, and he's going to be. I think he's going to be happy.
I think you want to be his waifu.
That's fine. I'm fine as long as there's a waifu and him involved. It doesn't matter. As long as he's there, I'm fine. Okay.
You'll be his body pillow.
Your next one, brother.
Well, I've only got one left because we both had Andrew.
Oh, okay. So
you're gonna have to go.
I'll double up. Okay. This is a little bit out of left field, but I have gone for a character.
What, that last one wasn't?
No, anyway, that's so in my wheelhouse. That last one. So this one, again, a bit out of left field. It's not from an anime. This is a waifu that is out of anime.
cartoon movie.
Cartoon, yep.
What are we talking?
We're talking cartoon.
Cartoon, okay.
My pick is Amy Wong from Futurama.
Ooh, that I can remember a couple of episodes that would make me think. Yeah.
Amy Wong.
Send me that picture.
Yeah, I'm sending it. Amy Wong was an amazing character.
That's a great pick. That's a great pick.
Her episodes that she gets in Futurama are fantastic. She gets paired off with everyone. She has like a love triangle with basically every character. But also, she's one of the funniest characters in Futurama, and that's saying a bunch because like every character in Futurama is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, in their own right is hilarious.
I would put Futurama above American Guy and Simpsons for a classic show. For the amount that's there and for how much of it is good, its quality is much higher than Simpsons and American Dad and Family Guy.
I would definitely put I'd put its character roster definitely up there. I mean, Family Guy was quite groundbreaking, in my opinion. But Futurama is classic.
I love.
He's 100%.
I love
classic.
Futurama. I'm unapologetic in how much I love Futurama. And yeah, recently been watching a ton of it since it's come up on Netflix now. So, not Netflix. Disney Plus. It has come up on.
It's on Disney Plus.
Yeah, it is. So yeah, I've been watching a bunch of it, and Amy Wong, man, she's fantastic. She's Professor Hubert Farnsworth's intern at the start of the series because she is a want-to-be PhD student. So she's smart. She rocks this cute pink jumpsuit that I love very much. And you know what? She has some of my favorite episodes. Some of my favorite episodes in Futurama involve her. It's very great. I love Amy Wong. She's fantastic.
And she loves Kif.
Kif, yep.
Kif, yeah. She falls in love with Kif.
Yeah, she does.
But it's funny. It's funny when her parents come along in the show, and they're like, you clearly understand what stereotype they are. But it's funny. It's funny as
in
hell.
my notes for Amy Wong, it says, "Don't do the voice, Philip. Don't do the voice." So don't do the voice. So what? We should only have one left each.
One left.
Okay,
yes.
Floor is yours, partner.
Floor is mine. So this was a big one, and throughout the entire series, she was probably the only female character that I really paid attention to.
Okay.
And there's a lot of great female characters in this series, and so the series is Naruto. Do you think you can guess who I picked?
I mean, I don't want to give any spoilers away, but my last pick is also from Naruto.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think we might have two different people though.
I think we do too. I know your taste, so I think we do too. So who's yours?
Tsunade.
Yeah. Mine's Hinata.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you picked it. Yeah. Oh, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. Phil,
Yeah, that's
honestly,
so
'cause
perfect.
she was like, I was tossing up between either or, but I had to pick Tsunade. So, I'll go.
You go first.
So, honestly, the only actual negative I would have to say about her as a character would be, and I've written it as, and we haven't heard this on the pod for a while, but big anime titties.
Big anime titties.
They were too. They were too over exaggerated. Obviously, it's to help play with Jiraiya's character, and obviously their love kind of interest with each other. That's kind of my only gripe with her as a character. Everything else about her is just absolute, just peak woman power. She's, I don't even know where to start. So her history, she integral part of the world building for Naruto. The three Sennin were the
legendary
key
Sennin,
deciding factor. Yeah, the key deciding factor for victory in the Great Shinobi War, the second Great Shinobi War. She was she was pretty much the only reason why they won was because she is an OP medic ninja. She can heal anyone. She could disrupt old mate's poison, who was destroying everyone. She's basically immortal. You cannot kill her. No one's been able to kill her. She can literally be bisected and regenerate before she dies. That's how good she's pretty much a slime. She's basically a slime. Ultimate mentor. She turned Sakura from literally a nobody into a absolute beast with the transformation. And to think that like she could come in as a temporary Hokage, do all these amazing things for the village, fight and be this ultimate protector and healer for everyone, and then be happy to just pass on the Hokage title because she was just like couldn't care less, really.
And I mean,
she's just doing it because people needed her.
And she ticks like one of your biggest boxes, the fact that she's a grandma. I know how much you love that vintage. All about that vintage.
Yeah, I have. I mean, Izumi and Tsunade are both getting on in years, I think. But, well, relative to when we saw them. Definitely not relative now. I'm feeling it.
No.
But, man, Tsunade, it was just the most interesting female character in that entire show. For me personally, and she was just so overpowered too, which without being like, blah blah blah, kind of like how Pain was too overpowered.
I get you.
At the beginning. She and Orochimaru was scared of her. Madara couldn't even gave up trying to fight her because he was like, I can't kill you. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I can brainwash you.
Yeah, exactly. Man, fantastic pick.
Sonata's
fantastic pick.
Top. Yeah, and yours as well.
Yeah, so Hinata was mine because when I started this list, I think we both said we come to Android 18 first, and I came to Hinata second straight after that. I remember.
Straight to Tsunade.
I remember. When I first started watching Naruto, I got introduced to it by some guys at my church at the time, which is weird at the start already, but. He Nathan, his name was. He gave me this disc case, an old school burnt disc case.
Yes.
He gave me one of those, and it had 50 DVDs in it, and they were all Naruto episodes. It was episode
burnt copies. Oh,
burnt copies.
That's a treasure trove.
Oh man, it was the best, and it covered.
He just gave that to you.
Yeah, to borrow over a weekend or so. So
shout out to Nathan.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Nathan. Fucking what a legend. And yeah, I burned through, up until after the Chunin exams. And I remember just being so encapsulated by Hinata being so... The way they play her characters off as so shy and so caring and so empathetic. She's just so nice when everyone else seems to be such a dick. Especially to Naruto. She's the only one...
Especially her.
Yeah, she's the only one who's nice to him. She's just nice. And I... really value nice people. I think nice people are good. And she's nice.
Yeah.
And also...
And coming from an asshole family.
Yeah. And also, she grows up to be fucking hot as shit. And that's great. That's very great.
You got to appreciate that.
And I love her in Boruto as well. I just want to shout out to her in Boruto. She is such a kind, caring, and emotionally supportive woman in that show. She is, and the whole time also being a strong rock foundation for that family. It's fantastic. She, in every iteration of Naruto, from original to Shippuden to Boruto, she has been a strong...
In all the movies.
Yeah, in all the movies. She is a strong, fierce female character who is nothing but loving, kind, and compassionate towards the people she loves, and it's fantastic. I love her. I fucking love her. And Gentle Fist is phenomenal to watch happen.
Yes.
It's so good.
Yeah, I mean, if I wasn't going for trying to spread it out through different types of different titles, I was definitely I was sitting there for a little bit and I was going, I really like Hinata. Hinata's always been up there.
Yeah.
because it was kind of like Sakura would always like trash on Naruto, and then Hinata would be there like, and you're like, oh, I love you, Hinata. I hate you, Sakura. You're an asshole.
Yeah, fuck you. I do have some honorable mentions on my list. Do you have any honorable mentions?
Yeah, I have one from a video game.
Okay. I have two from a video game.
I didn't put it. Yeah, I didn't put it in there because it didn't it doesn't really go in with the waifu kind of thing. She's just a strong female character. She's the main character. It's Aloy from Horizon Zero Dawn.
She's on my list as well. Yep. Great.
Yeah, she's
fantastic.
definitely. And if you've played the whole game through, like I kind of her and Doctor the scientist that created everything. I kind of considering them as one person there because she's just a direct clone of her. So I appreciate Aloy as she is now and where she's come from genetically and how she's been raised.
Yeah, agreed. She's compassionate to everyone through the storyline. This is why I didn't pick any game character though, because there's not too much you can say about emotions and stuff when a great storyline, but when a game revolves mostly around RPG action, the emotion that's in the character is the emotion you put in it yourself. So yeah, I get it. It's hard to extrapolate.
Yeah, it's up for interpretation how you feel about the character, rather than how they're represented on screen.
Killer redhead though. Oh.
Yeah, absolutely. Number 2, they're working on the second game too.
Yeah,
so
can't wait for that.
But as a female protagonist, she deserves a shout out. One of the best, if not the best, female protagonist in a video game, and definitely deserves to find a loving husband to waifu out with.
Yes, please. So she's on my honorable mentions list. Also on my honorable mentions list is Mount Lady from My Hero Academia.
Oh, good one.
Great. Honestly, I know people out there are probably wondering why there's not, 5 My Hero Academia characters on my waifu list, and the main reason is because they're not legal, and that's fucking real gross to think about. So, but anyway.
You had to Google check those.
Oh, I fucking Googled a few ones, to be honest. Also,
that's right. You say Mount Lady. I was thinking about like 7 Deadly Sins, and I was gonna say Diane or Merlin, but we both had a giant in there.
Yeah, we did.
We're in a wave here together.
I know, right? Also on my list was Princess Peach from the Mario games. My honorable mentions list. I think that's maybe just I don't know. I like Princess Peach. I think she's fun.
Yeah,
again,
I mean she's been relative forever.
Yeah, exactly.
One of the original female video game characters too. There's not many more that have come before her that have lasted or even relevant now. Whereas she's definitely relevant.
Yeah,
that's a good honourable mention.
Also, Vanessa from the Black Clovers on my list. The only reason she didn't make my actual list is because I'm very frustrated with what they've done with her character after she kind of levels up with her thread magic. It doesn't go anywhere and it kind of bums me out. And last on my list for my honourable mentions is Eren from Season 3 of Attack on Titan when he has his man bun and no shirt on. Just for
you're a sack.
just for pure thirst, because Eren with his fucking man bun and no shirt on is maybe the most attractive thing I've ever seen. It's fucking unreal.
Fair enough, bro. Each to their own.
Man.
No, I like that. You would have loved the final chapter then when they're just sitting in the water. That's so funny.
Yeah. That dude is yoked.
I got one. Yeah, he's pretty shredded. Man, now you made me forget who else.
Yeah,
honorable mention to.
All I'm thinking about is Eren and his man bun. It's phenomenal.
Shout out to Nico Robin from One Piece.
Yeah,
the absolute mystery girl. She's got one of the most unique gum powers. Not gum, devil fruit powers.
Yeah.
And she's still going to be such a strong story driver because she has the greatest knowledge of the keystones, the polyglyphs.
Yeah.
At the moment, everyone's chasing after her. She's just a mystery girl, but also like she's ever since she started in with the crew, she's just fit in really well. I really appreciate her.
She
deserves
joined.
a shout out.
She joined the Straw Hat crew after Alabaster, wasn't that something like that?
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
Alabaster.
I was just
Yes,
making sure I had
yeah.
the right one. Yeah, no, she rocks.
Yep.
If I had watched more One Piece anime instead of just watching the manga, I reckon I probably would have had a few more One Piece characters in that list.
Yeah.
But man, I'm super happy with those lists.
Yeah, no, that was good. I'm stoked that we both had Android 18, and then we both had Naruto characters that we both thought about.
That's so great,
yeah.
man.
Yeah, that's great.
We'll wrap it up there because this one's been going on for a while. It's been an absolute ripper to get you in, John. It's always so fun to do these.
Thank you very much,
And
sir.
if you enjoy what we do, like the podcast, rate and review, all that nonsense, you can find us at Lords of Dorktown on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. You can email the pod at lordsofdorktown@gmail.com. You can get in touch with any of us if you want to, just on our socials. I don't really have anything to say. Johnny, do you want to sign us off?
Thank you, dorks, for listening. Much love, and keep it dorky, baby.
You.